Well, continuing on this topic of sorry sexist shit, let's get on to our next topic.
Sorry, sexist. All right. All right. Yes. Let's go on to the next topic. I don't know. Well, I mean, you obviously heard it, but I don't know if any of you out there have heard of the term simp. But I guess.
Why don't you expound upon what a simp is?
Okay, a simp is a person, usually typically a man who grovels and scrapes for the attention of a woman who he doesn't even know, and is desperately trying to cultivate a relationship with, um, through the application of monetary transactions. And the term simp just means simple. I wouldn't say that it's. I wouldn't compare it to, say, the other popular terms like cuck or incel, because cuck is more akin to someone who's already in relationship.
Is letting that person get fucked by somebody else.
Right. Who's allowing their partner to. I mean, yeah, it's. I mean, there is a zoological underpinning to that word, but I won't get into it right now. But yeah, it's cuck is more illustrative of someone who is in a relationship with someone already, but is either unwillingly or willingly allows their partner to mess around on the side. And incel, it might be comparable, but incels are viewed more as basement dwelling, unemployed type of men. Whereas
A little bit of a
simps,
side note. You notice how all incels look alike too?
yeah, they look exactly how you think, or like they typically look exactly how you think, like long hair, greasy skin, uh,
They all wear the same
glasses.
glasses too. They
Yeah,
all wear the same
glasses.
type of glasses too.
Yeah, that's true.
It's fucking
Glasses,
weird.
kind of on the overweight side.
It's like this weird like cult.
Yeah, it's. um, but yes, going back to simps, there's been this rising trend of simptitude going on. Um, and for those of you who are paying attention to what I said, you might confuse it as prostitution, but it's not, because it's completely done. It's completely done. Uh, it's not The transaction is not done in person. It's all over. It's all through internet and um, and like
Yeah.
money transfer kind of site like Venmo or PayPal or
Hell, prostitution has a little bit more dignity to it because at least you're getting something out of it.
right. Yeah, what's happening here with these Sims is that they're literally preyed upon by these women, who these admittedly very attractive women, um, but they're.
You got your camera rolls and your titty twitchers and
Yeah,
what
the
have
titty
you.
streamers, and your body paint artists. But what
Hey,
they
trust
do
me,
is, but what they do is
I
they're selling the idea that that this person, let's just call them thoughts, THOT, which is an anagram for that hoe over there. Yeah,
yep.
so these thoughts and these men, and what these thoughts are doing is selling the idea of being in a relationship. They're selling false intimacy.
Well, it's like probably the most famous one of recent note was that Belle Delphine who was selling her bathwater or some shit.
Right. Yes. I mean, but all it's funny because I kind of respect her. I respect her hustle.
You know, she does have my
She's
respect
more
too. It's like,
she's more upfront about like what she's doing. She knows she's a thought. She knows that she is uh she knows she's preying on the emotions of these young men, and I don't know why, but I respect her more.
well, yeah, because she's upfront about it. It's like, okay, it's like, all right, so I mean, at least everyone knows what they're getting
Right.
into
It's
from
like
the
yeah,
start.
I know. It's like
It's like
yeah.
you're
She's like
the
yeah.
hey,
She yeah.
if these dumbasses are gonna spend money on this, fuck it, I'm gonna make money off it. Cool. All right, that makes sense. And we talked about this a few weeks ago because it's you get all these dumbass on Twitter that I see kind of you know definitely in the thought category at least who are saying it's like,
Mhm.
oh my god, this is so terrible, all these stupid guys that DM me about all this stuff and like they just have a small dick and it's think they hate tits and all this stuff. It's like I just want to do this. Like, okay, let's say you're not trying to do this, yet you can't say that your tits are no factor when you're barely wearing a shirt. It's like if someone had a choice between what someone watching me play a game versus watching them or watching you
Yeah,
play a game.
watching the e thoughts.
Yeah, yeah, they're gonna go to her. They're gonna go to that chick.
Right.
Duh. I mean, it's like,
Yeah.
hey, they're playing a game I like, and she's super hot. It's no brainer.
Right. I mean, similarly, if there were a pair of hot chicks that talk about culture and politics and and movies similar to us and people and they were more popular than us, which they probably would be, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, it's.
I'd probably quit this and watch them too. No, but yeah, I think one of the most well known is this Ethot um, who goes by the moniker Amaranth.
Yes, yes, I know who. Yeah, I've been
I mean,
hearing
she
about her
does like
lately.
yeah. I mean, she's been known for a little while because because I've watched some stuff about Stefan Molyneux about this whole simp thing and and other YouTubers who talk about this. But yeah, I mean, she does Twitch streams and she plays video games and she does like workout streams
I mean, she's
and
hot. I get it.
yes,
It's.
no, yeah, don't get yeah. I'm super hot. I completely admit that. But I think but what is so dangerous about her is again she's selling a fantasy because she's a married woman and it
Yeah.
recently and then I think it came out that she was married, and one of her longtime moderators, didn't know this and found out, and he flipped out. He was like saying, in like, and I think in a leaked text conversation with her, he was like saying like, oh, do you know how much money I gave you, and how many times I've like defended you when people got into the chat and were talking shit about you and da da da. And she really didn't offer up that good of a defense. It was mostly like, you knew what this was. I just because I yes, it was more like she was admitting that she omitted the fact that she was married. Um,
It's like, yeah, you're. I mean, the whole thing is kind of deceptive. It's really gross, all of it,
mhm.
to be honest. But the
Yeah,
fact, like,
absolutely.
on that level, it's even a little bit more disgusting because you're luring people in with, obviously, like you said, you're creating that fantasy, and
Hmm.
you're smoking hot, and
Hmm.
you I don't, she's probably never wearing her ring, during these
Right.
streams, and it's
Hmm.
like, because most people are just like, oh, she's married, like, there's no, yeah, what are we gonna get out of that?
It's like, yeah,
I
it's like, no, it's like, why waste my time and energy on this chick if she's married?
Yeah,
It's interesting.
exactly.
It's kind of like that like that one episode of that TV show Scrubs,
Yeah.
where there was a character who's like supposedly been there the whole time, but the main character of JD never noticed her because she was married and she wore a wedding ring. And then
That's right.
it
I
was about the
remember
time when this episode came about the time Lord of the Rings was the Lord of the Rings movies were coming out, and so like his best friend is like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "Yeah, like when a chick wears a wedding ring, she's invisible." He's like, "What?" And kind of incredulously, he was like saying, "It's like there's no way that I'm that superficial or whatever." And then so his friend Turk is like, with all the he kind of raises his hands, he's like, with all the married women in the room, please take off your rings. And then all of a sudden, like it was like a relatively empty room, and then all of a sudden, poof poof, like all these women miraculously appeared.
that's right. I forgot about that episode. Yeah, that's exactly right. Because, to be honest, a woman with, like, a wedding ring might as well be a dude, in my
Seriously,
opinion.
yeah. I mean, yes, you could admire like how hot she is, but it's like that's another man's woman. Yeah, the
But
wedding
yeah,
ring
no,
is like is
I
a is a is a
I
keep your hands
guarantee
off.
I guarantee this chick never wore her wedding ring in any of these streams, knowing that.
Oh, no way! Absolutely, of course not. Of
And
course not, because the
I mean, these guys
illusion the illusion must be sold, and any sign of her being married or having a boyfriend would just not end well. I mean, just recently there was this one this uh, this one ethot who goes by the handle of Nico Low. Um, uh, you might
I've heard that
you
name.
Yeah, uh, you might have heard about her recently because she did that TikTok video of her wearing the Bernie Sanders shirt and lip syncing to that internet viral song "Okay Boomer."
That's, yes. Okay, now I remember who this
Yes,
is.
and again, okay, just to explain some internet lingo. Okay, boomer is a meme. It's kind of like an evolution of. It's a dismissive way. It's a way of dismissing old people, and kind of in this or in a kind of in the similar fashion of saying like okay grandpa, but it's like okay boomer, like baby boomer. But yeah, she was at it for a long time trying to get that viral status. But it finally came in the form of that video, and then in a stream a little bit after that, she admitted that she had a boyfriend. And after before revealing that, she had an incredible influx of new followers. I think range. I think I forget, it's something with a four, like 4,000. maybe new followers after that video went viral.
Right, right.
But then after like it, after she had revealed probably accidentally that she had a boyfriend, her follower level went through the floor.
Plummeted.
Yeah,
Yeah.
plummeted. Um, but that's not the only thing. But then like more like I don't know like she's desperately trying to reattain her status as one of the premier ethos out there, and so she's had she she did some streams where she had some pretty interesting takes on the whole simp phenomenon. And she
Hmm.
basically was saying like, "Oh yeah, simping is for kings. Only kings do simping. It's like why shouldn't a man worship a woman? And it is just like
Fuck
you're
you.
you're you're so fucking dumb. You are so fucking dumb.
It's well, I mean, it's okay.
How it's
You
like
you have
how do you respect a man who just gives you like who just forks over all his money and like just basically worships your shadow, or who would crawl over miles of glass on their belly just to sweat in your shadow? How do you respect a man
I
like
would-
that?
yeah, or I mean, you get these guys that are doing this for these like cam girls and stuff where they're fucking, masturbating on camera to, all these guys, and
Mm-hmm.
guys are throwing, their life savings at them.
Right.
And the crazy thing is like they're not even really talking to that person at all. It's some like other like moderator that's like answering the questions, or it's a business, and it's just it's in one sense it's kind of like a disgusting level of deception that
Mm-hmm.
these girls are doing,
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time, the fact that you're a guy that's now listen, like, yeah, for if you're doing like stuff for like on Twitch, or like like a YouTube live stream, and you want to support like um the channel that you like or whatever. Yeah, I do that sometimes. Like when I'm watching somebody that like I like their live streams or whatever. Yeah, I'll throw a few bucks here or there. That's
Mm-hmm.
nothing wrong with that. But when
Mm-hmm.
you're trying to throw your livelihood at this person, just trying to get them to notice you and to you know have a relationship with them, you're a fucking idiot. You're a loser.
You'll get no argument from me. In
Those guys are losers. Losers with a capital, all capital letters. Loser.
it's a in well, I'm yeah. This whole thing, uh, like this whole sim phenomenon, was really interesting to me. And interestingly enough, I did have an opportunity to enter Simtitude did present itself to me.
You're about to become a simp, Andy?
No, I mean not actually, but because I okay. So there's this person on Instagram that I just happened on
Uh-huh.
upon their profile, and what was it? They were announcing that they had like a OnlyFans account. And for those of you,
Hmm.
again, let me explain. OnlyFans is kind of like this microtransactional website uh, where you can get spicier content
Yeah.
than what's allowed on on Instagram or Facebook or what have you. More of the family friendly sort of sites. Even though at
Yeah.
times the things this even though at times the things you see on Instagram, like how the hell is this not being flagged? Um,
I seriously, on Twitter too, it's like, How is like this
Twitter is Twitter is a little bit more liberal,
lenient?
um, or lenient, as it were, with that stuff. I mean, there was a time when they're like, porn stars would have like clips of like their movies on their accounts. But
Oh,
anyways,
they still do.
okay. I mean, it's been ages since I've opened up my own personal Twitter account. So, but anyways, so I saw one on the story that she was offering free subscription to her OnlyFans account. So I was
Hmm.
like, huh, okay. And I looked over her page, and yes, some of the content that she has is spicy. Um, but she didn't seem like the type to it was because a lot of this because this girl is a model, and she's done like implied kind of nudity stuff, and she shared some like implied nudity stuff on her Instagram account. So I was like, okay, let's see. I wanted I was doing some investigative journalism, as it were. So I signed up for a free account or free subscription, and what is it? Uh, some and like some of the stuff wasn't that some of the open stuff that she would share wasn't that bad. It was a lot of like kind of tea stuff. Um,
Right, right.
right. But it wasn't until I started, the messages were coming in, and in the messages it was, that's where the paywall is, and and that's where the money came into play because uh, they, she would send you things, but it'd be obscured, and it's like to access it, you would have to pay for it. Yeah, so I was like,
That's hilarious.
okay, there it is. And then a couple of days later, I knew this was gonna happen, but it's like apparent, it's like this free subscription is about to expire. If you want to continue to access this material, please pay $10. I don't know, a month or a year uh,
It's
to
like,
to to
no.
have to be able to have continued access. I was like, there was a second nail. There it is. There's a second. There's the other shoe.
Are we sleeping together? No? Okay, yeah, I'm out to pay that.
Yeah. And so I was like, man, this is so deceptive. This is so this is so messed up. Because I mean, some people might try to make a comparison to like kind of like in the beginning how you said like prostitution or even like a strip club. It's like, but at least you're actually there. You're
Right,
actually
you're there, you're live,
engaging.
you're there's a transaction. I mean, it's a horrible practice. It's kind of
Mm-hmm.
disgusting in its own right, but
Mm-hmm.
for the guy, it's like at least you're fucking getting something. You're getting your money's worth.
Right.
You're getting tits thrown in your face, or
Mm-hmm.
you're getting fucked. But with this, it's just like, dude, you're a fucking loser.
Right. Yeah. But I did get to interact with her. At least I think, I hope, because in the message, she sent like she just sent innocuous like like, what are you doing? And I was just like, oh, nothing, just hanging out. It's like, what are you doing? And she's put out like, oh, just relaxing at home. I was like, and so I replied back, cool. What do you was like, just I wasn't trying nothing. I was just kind of talking to her like a normal person. So I was like, oh, so what are what's some favorite things you like to do to relax? And I forget what she said, but it was definitely something to try to get get the dander up, as it were. And
Yeah.
then you know, as you will. Uh, but
As
yeah,
one
but then
tends to
after that,
do.
yeah, as one tends to do, as one thought tends to do. But then yeah, after that,
A little bit of touching here and winking there. Yeah.
right,
It's
yeah, and it's like yeah, and so like and after that exchange, she did send me like a free picture, but it was like it was like it's very tasteful, nothing too revealing in it. But interestingly enough, uh, a couple days after that, the price of the subscription went down from like $10 to $5.
ooh, trying to get that incentive going, huh?
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah. Were you tempted at all, Andy?
Not even a little bit. Not even a little bit. Because again, I mean, again, this woman is incredibly attractive, super hot. And if I ever didn't actually meet her in person, I would definitely make the moves.
Oh yeah. Would you have done it for $1, Andy?
For one, not even $1.
My man.
Not even $1.